What's going on, guys? It's John here from Hot Take Hockey to give you live the Oilers versus Devils NHL Global Series game in Sweden. So it's about to start, obviously. Just they're doing the intro. I'm watching from Canada on Sportsnet. So I'll be breaking down the game for you guys, doing a live reaction, live play-by-play. And getting the live chat, of course, that's what makes the stream even better. But my live play-by-play will basically keep you up to date with what's going on, as well as the scoreboard I have. The live sub count, if you want to click that subscribe button, you'll see the sub count go up, as well as go follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be live tweeting throughout the game as well, and I live tweet throughout a lot of games, including tonight, the Battle of Ontario with the Leafs and Sens. So it's about to start. I'm not sure how it's going to work with if there's going to be any player intros because of it being an NHL Global Series game. How it's going to work, because I really haven't watched these games in full, and this is the first one this year. Obviously, if you guys didn't follow it that closely, obviously in the preseason, Boston played in China, but that was obviously in preseason, so way different in here. This is an actual season game in Sweden. So I'll be breaking it down for you guys, getting the live chat. I can for sure respond to you guys, and let's have a good time and watch hockey. So I'll just see. I'm probably going to keep it up to date through my phone, and then like see what you guys are saying in the live chat, and try to keep going back and forth as much as possible. All right, so I have it pulled out. When you guys want to get in the live chat, go right ahead. They're just showing the interview from McDavid earlier on. A puck drop usually, like, you guys are used to hockey. It's always about 10 minutes after the actual start time. But so it's 1:02 Eastern time. I'd expect I'd maybe be getting some of you from Sweden, so give yourself a shout out in the chat, or from Europe or wherever you're watching from. I of course want to know where you're coming from, and definitely subscribe to the channel if you're new. I want to see that live sub count get at least to 1,300 once the game gets going, of course. I do appreciate the support. Definitely one of the earlier live streams we're going to do as a channel. 1 o'clock. There'll be the occasional game at 12 o'clock Eastern, but usually the earliest games are like 1 o'clock, so this is where you'll see me on the channel. We do a lot of stuff for the channel: news, recaps, reactions, play-by-play, highlight packs, stuff like that, fantasy. What's up, Deception? Welcome. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty cool for the fans. I would say the one thing that they have to put in consideration is for the athletes. I wouldn't say I'm too worried about it, because I'm not sure about the Devils, but the Oilers don't play till Thursday after this, so they got a little bit of a break to kind of adjust back into their Western time. And it's kind of the same thing, like, right? Like, I mean, Eastern to Western is not a huge difference, but when we're talking about like Europe to Canada or Europe to the States, then that kind of screws with the athletes. So I think it's pretty cool for the fans, and the fact that they're giving the Oilers, for example, I think the Devils as well have a 3-day break. Then it's actually doable and they can do it. So basically, guys, if you're new, I'm going to start doing this. I did it for the Leafs Habs opening night. Basically, with my scoreboard, I'm going to keep you up with shots, score, where Sweden is. I just kind of basically put that, if you guys weren't familiar, that this game is taking place in Sweden, of course. That will kind of be like an estimate on where the score clock is, the game clock. So I'll probably enter in like every like 5 minutes where it's at. So like at 15, 10, 5, like that kind of interval. Yeah, Deception, I agree. Thanks for the comments. I always do appreciate it. So it's going to commercial, and then they just said right after commercial it's going to be puck drop. So hopefully you guys stick around for this live stream. I'm just kind of like opening everything up, getting prepared. But I had it scheduled for 1 o'clock, so I obviously wanted to get live to you guys and show that I was actually on schedule. All right, but what do you guys want me to talk about? There's got to be topics I need to talk to kind of fill the gaps because obviously there's commercial breaks, intermission breaks. I will say I probably will take breaks myself off the live stream throughout intermission and just kind of put like an image over, just acknowledging that I'm taking a break. Gives you guys a chance to take a break as well if you stick around. But yeah, thanks whoever subscribed. Obviously, I'll always say it if you subscribed. Give yourself a shout out in the live chat. I want to appreciate you for sure. I'm just kind of going to my Twitter, letting people know that I'm live. That's another thing. Some people don't even subscribe to the channel. They just kind of follow me on Twitter, which is okay. I mean, I'd always appreciate just to directly subscribe to the channel. But if you want to follow me on Twitter as well, that's another way of knowing when I go live and such. Yeah, I've had a bit of a cold the last week. I think it's kind of going around. All right. So yeah, kind of as expected, both sides, the Devils and Oilers, are lined up on their blue lines. There's going to be a little bit of an introduction and ceremony here, and then he'll be puck drop. And I'd obviously imagine that they're going to do. I wonder. They'll definitely do obviously the Canadian American national anthem. I'll see what they do here. I was saying maybe they do because there is some Swedish players on this team. Obviously, maybe they do the Swedish national anthem, but they are going through the players. The starting lineup. They got the cool Global Series patch on their jersey. I was actually, for any soccer fans out there, I was actually watching Manchester United versus Newcastle, and Newcastle's up 2-0 early in the game. Actually, I put Sweden on the top right corner because it's taking place in Sweden. The game's in Sweden. Like I said, when the game starts, I'm going to change it to kind of a game clock. I'm not going to... Last game I had an actual timer running, and it was just too hard to run a live stream while controlling the timer. So I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to go through 5-minute intervals and just do an estimate where it's at. So when it's around like the 15-minute mark, I'll enter in 15, 10, 5, like about that. Just so you guys have an idea of what point it's at in the game. The timer, like, it's too hard to control. Vatanen and Merso Mueller. Both teams have quite a bit of Europeans on their teams. Marcus Johansson, former Capital. Stefan Nason. Pavel Zacha, number 37 for the Devils. Bright future ahead for the kid. I'm kind of seeing a mix of Oilers, Devils, and then I kind of see a lot of, I don't know if it's Swedish jerseys, Swedish Elite League jerseys. But they are standing up for national anthems. And then, like I said, after that, then you'll get your face-off. What do you guys want to talk about in terms of the league? I can go through it before the game starts. When the game starts, obviously I'm going to do some live play-by-play and just reactions. Obviously, I said in the last live stream, it'd be nice to get some color commentary or something going on with someone else. Obviously, as the season goes on, I can establish more of a schedule. And let me know. I'm going to put the volume up a little more, but let me know if you want me to put it up even higher. Cyber Shade, Oilers for life. I'm excited to see what Ratty can do. Yeah, Ty Ratty, obviously a former St. Louis Blue. In the preseason, getting some looks with Connor McDavid. He was actually ripping it up. So if he plays some time with McDavid, maybe Nugent Hopkins sees some time on that line. It's really interesting to see what Todd McLellan's going to do with this team. If he's going to include Milan Lucic back on that line. or if he's going to drop him down to the third line. Who's going to play with Leon Draisaitl? If Leon Draisaitl might see some time with Connor McDavid, it's really interesting to see what happens. But Oh Canada, obviously, my national anthem. Connor McDavid. Every time I think of Connor McDavid, this is just like something that it's weird, but every time I think of Connor McDavid, I mean, obviously skill set and stuff, but I think about the draft lottery day when the Oilers picked him, or the Oilers won the lottery, sorry, and his face reaction, it looked like the most sad thing ever. But now he's the captain of the team. He's trying to lead this team back into the playoffs. Deception, I agree. I think the Oilers will shock people this season. I think if Cam Talbot goes back to his game, I think for two big reasons of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. I called it last year. I think I can't really predict what this Oilers team's going to do, but I see those two guys as being the next, like, I don't think Draisaitl's as par to what Malkin is, but I could see those two guys as being the next, like, Crosby, Malkin. I mean, now you got the Matthews Tavares, but they didn't start out together. So, I mean, McDavid, Draisaitl starting out together, kind of like how Crosby, Malkin did it. I mean, I think it's going to be really fun to watch. I think those two guys could lead this team back into the playoffs this year. It's one of those things, they would probably be a squeaker team, but a lot of people are expecting them to do bad, just like last year everyone expected them to do good. It's a lot of, in this league, you'll realize a lot of fans are all based off of recency bias. So they kind of just go off with what just happened. And I don't really ride that way, but to each their own. But the United States anthem, respect to that. And opening faceoffs coming up, guys. Deception says if Puljujarvi can turn it up, they'll be dangerous. Yeah, Puljujarvi they haven't seen enough from yet. And that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for Puljujarvi can jump into that top six and be a game changer. Martin Brodeur is actually dropping the puck for the ceremonial face-off. 3-time Stanley Cup winner with the Devils. So definitely like the video, guys. I appreciate you that have liked and subscribed so far. 3 subscribers left until 1,300, so I appreciate that. So a big standing ovation for Martin Brodeur. Someone standing up was wearing an Islanders jersey. So obviously we're getting some Swedes up to the ceremonial face-off. We got Adam Larsson on one side and Marcus Johansson on the other. Martin Brodeur's no Swede, but everyone obviously knows the significance of what he did with the Devils. Hi, NV. Thank you for joining me. All right, so just to go over what I predicted for this year for these two teams, I think it's kind of, I don't know. The thing with the Devils is they had an unreal season last year. Taylor Hall led them into the playoffs. I just look at the bottom 6 forwards of this team. I look at their defense core and their goaltending, and it's really up in the air. Keith Kincaid has never been a starter. Last year he came in, played half the games. So really, if Corey Schneider can stay healthy and they split the games, maybe that goalie tandem does really well. Obviously in the past, goalie tandems don't really, and I probably have more experience in seeing that with a tandem like Reimer and Bernier in the past. But I think Corey Schneider is definitely more skilled. I think Keith Kincaid definitely had a great season last year. And the Devils' top 6 has a great balance. You have, obviously, first overall of last year, Nico Hischier with a couple of veterans and Marcus Johansson and Travis Zajac. You got, obviously, the number 1 guy in Taylor Hall. So I think their top 6 is pretty decent. I think if Hischier keeps moving along the way that people are kind of expecting him to do, and underrated guys like Notion and Pavel Zacha can move along, then this team, I guess, could stay as a fringe playoff team, but we'll see what happens. I just look at their defense right now, and Sammy Vatanen is their number 1 guy. It's definitely not ideal, but Vatanen's a good player. I would say he's probably more of a 3 guy on most teams, and that's kind of what the Devils consist of. They have a lot of 3s and 4s on their team, not really a number 1 or 2 guy. So Marcel Mueller picks it up around to Sammy Vatanen. Pavel Zacha with the puck into the middle to Johansson, but they go offside. I think Stefan Nosen couldn't hold his skate back enough. Sorry, Jan, I can only speak English, but hopefully if you know a couple words, I can get the idea of what you're saying. But I appreciate the comment for sure. So Evan Bouchard for the Oilers partnered up with Chris Russell. So to start, Yamamoto is with Draisaitl and Milan Lucic. What a goal! Scored by Kyle Palmieri right off the bat for the Devils, and the Devils are up 1-0. Todd McClellan does not look happy. Right off the half boards, Kyle Palmieri cuts into the middle and beats Cam Talbot top right corner over the glove. 19:02 left in the first period. So a shot from the point misses Nico Hischier. Kyle Palmieri comes easily off the half boards with no pressure and just beats Cam Talbot. Very weird. I'd say very nonchalant from Leon Draisaitl just to let him completely go right through into the slot. So not a good look for the Oilers so far. So yeah, the Devils are up 1-0. I'll update that for you guys. Hope you guys get to watch the game and kind of listen to me as I break it down. Yes. Sorry, Cyber Shade. I think the Oilers will get it back soon. So Kyle Palmieri's first goal of the season, 58 seconds into the first period, assisted by Davis Severson. So Cyber Shade, I appreciate you commenting into the chat. I do always appreciate that. Hopefully you stick around and subscribe. And if you want, you can suggest some Oilers content you want to see throughout the season, and we'll for sure. I'll definitely look at what you suggest and definitely consider for the channel. I want to create whatever the fans want in sense on top of what I feel like is important to discuss. So glove pass, whistle on the play. Really good play by Palmieri. Like I said, I blame majority of that play just either miscommunication or just a nonchalant play in between Draisaitl and Darnell Nurse. And Palmieri literally just cuts right into the middle. Not the greatest angle, but he's just below the hash marks, in alone on Cam Talbot. So as much as Talbot might want it back, defense has got to do a better job. Nugent Hopkins dumps it in deep. Ty Ratty with a little bit of pressure on Mueller. So McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Ty Ratty, like I said, is the top line. Goes around. McDavid behind the net. Looks in front to Nugent Hopkins, but it doesn't get there. Palmieri cycles back around to Mueller. Mueller looks to Nico Hischier in the middle, who breaks out and dumps it down deep. Cam Talbot stops it behind the net. Puts it out to Yamamoto. Yamamoto goes down the center. Milan Lucic racing for it. Lucic with a little bit of speed here. Green. Draisaitl kept it in. Andy Green and Severson out here for the Devils defense. Severson on Yamamoto. Lucic with the puck. Looks to the point to Matt Benning with a shot. Blocked by Nico Hischier in front. Darnell Nurse off the boards. There's a change for the Devils going on. It should be icing here. Nope, deflected. Lovejoy. Throughout the middle. Interception. Not interception. Too much football talk. Strome. And definitely penalty from Taylor Hall. Yeah, Lovejoy. I was going to say, why did they think the Oilers got a penalty there? It was either Hull or Lovejoy, but Lovejoy gets the hold on Dylan Strome. So, yeah, the Oilers will go to the power play. Sorry, props, can't show the game. Like I said, I can update the score with you. Kind of update shots as they happen. I'll update shots next whistle, of course. But power play for the Oilers. McDavid with the puck. McDavid going around the net to Lucic scores! Milan Lucic on the power play. And the Oilers tie it up. What a play by Connor McDavid. McDavid again around the net. Feeds Milan Lucic in front. And Lucic does what he does. Stands there, plants his feet, and beats Keith Kincaid in the slot. I wish I got a point from Draisaitl for fantasy there, but it's okay. So top right corner, past Kincaid, who went down a little early, but McDavid goes end to end, then around the net, sees Lucic in front, and that's what McDavid does. Yeah, I just realized they showed the other side of the rink, and there's a lot of Oilers fans. Wow. So the Devils are trying to bounce back here. Zajac to Miles Wood with what a move stopped by Cam Talbot. And there's a little bit of scrum here behind the net, and everyone's getting in here. Miles Wood trying to grab Juju Kara here. Kara, Clefbaum in the scrum. Strome's getting tangled along here. But it's a 1-1 game. Thanks to Milan Lucic, assisted from Connor McDavid. What a move by Miles Wood, though. It's stopped by Cam Talbot. The Map Crow, thank you for joining me. Hopefully subscribe to the channel if you're new. He says, let's go Devils. Props says, let's go Devils. And Cyber Shade says, wow. Yes, Milan, he says. Yeah, Milan. So thank you guys for joining me. Of course, I appreciate it. So 1-1 is the score. So like I said, I'm gonna be doing this. So there's about 15 minutes left in the first period. So I'll add that in. Just so you guys have an estimate of how much is left in the period. Oh, so Leon Draisaitl did get an assist. Positive for my fantasy there. Nurse from the point. Saved by Kincaid, and he freezes it up. Like I said, guys, three subs away from 1,300. Holy, McDavid's reaction to that goal. He's excited. All right. Let me try to keep up with this shot clock here. On some of the broadcasts, they actually have the shot. They track the shot, so I'm able to track it with them. But I'm just going to go to NHL.com. So shots are 2-1 for the Oilers. It's only one shot for the Devils and one goal. And then 2 shots for the Oilers, 1 goal. I think it's 4 shots now for the Oilers. They just got 2 shots on that there. Brian Boyle, 693 games and 11 seasons with 5 teams. Played with the Leafs, obviously in that playoff run. Before that, played with the Lightning and Rangers. Obviously, last year with cancer, the whole league kind of supported him, gave him the Comeback of the Year award. Definitely was key for the Devils throughout the last year's season because another reason why they made the playoffs. Brimo is a really good guy to have in your bottom six for sure. Come on, guys, 3 subs left to 1,300. Let's get there. All right, tries to put it in front, but the Devils will go back now. Taylor Hall gets rubbed out by Chris Russell here. It plays back to Adam Larson. Adam Larson off the boards. There could be icing here. Severson's racing the puck, and it's waved off. Severson behind the net, behind Keith Kincaid, sorry. Taylor Hall loses the puck. Nugent Hopkins. McDavid with an opportunity, but Keith Kincaid covers up the puck. And there'll be a face-off in the Devil's end. So 1-1, of course. 13:53 left in the first period. Shots are 4-1, I think, for the Oilers, and 1-1 score. Thank you so much for subscribing, whoever did. Get in the live chat so I know who you are. Hey, Slayman, of course I remember you from Wednesday. How could I forget? I appreciate you joining the stream. Fire Comedy joined. Thank you so much. It says, let's go Devils. Prop says, we are Kings Devils. Sorry, Props, I can't show the game. I'd get kicked off YouTube for copyright. Fire Comedy, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. See, look at that, guys. Fire Comedy, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate that. The support to the channel is always appreciated from whatever way you want to show. Slayman, yes, I'll be streaming for the Leafs Sens game tonight. I didn't want to do 2 streams for the Leafs already. I don't want to show my bias, but I was looking through the matchups, and this seems to be the more I say paid attention. Like it's the Battle of Ontario, of course. You guys know how it is with the Leafs market in Canada. So I'm gonna do Leafs Sens tonight. Of course, starting next week, I think there's gonna be a lot better matchups. Of course, Thursday, I guess 2 days ago, I wanted to do the Penguins Capitals story, and that would have been a really good game to do. But the unfortunate part was I had 2 exams yesterday for school, so I had to study for that. It's one of those things, just you gotta prioritize. So that's kind of what I did. Of course, I'm really committed to this channel. I think I've done a video per day for the last 2.5 weeks, and that's kind of what I want to keep doing. I'm bringing more people onto the channel. I'm kind of figuring out right now with the people we already have on the channel what their schedule is going to be looking like. Hi, Isabel. Thank you so much. See, Isabel joining actually reminds me, a couple of you I'll be making, I'd say over the next couple of weeks, whoever I see in the stream the most often and who I can see is actually helping out my live chat, I want to make you guys moderators. So Slayman's already showing that he's been committed to the live chat. King Awesome Guy's here. Who do you think will win? Probably the Oilers. I don't want to say probably, but they're already showing the pressure. Obviously, the Devils got the opening goal, but the Oilers have, looks like, home fans here. Not home fans, but I'd say majority of fans. They're showing more pressure. Most of time of possession has been the Devils' end so far. The Devils only have 1 shot, I believe, and it was from Kyle Palmieri. That was just a gross mistake from the Oilers' defense. So if the play stays like this, I have to go with the Oilers so far. But Taylor Hall with an opportunity in the slot gets a shot on. So Cam Talbot gets a look for the first time in about 5 minutes, I believe. Look at that. 2 more subs to 1,300. So thank you, King Awesome, for the question. Of course, I hope I answered it well enough. But yeah, I hope I can name some moderators within the month of October. I'm definitely going to decide on at least like 2 or 3 of you that I see in the live chat like quite often. And then hopefully I can trust that. Like, I don't want to give moderator status and it gets taken advantage with. Like, if you become a moderator and kind of, I'd say do it pretty well, then of course I give you a lot of respect. And it's kind of one of those things where I would just appreciate it so much more from you guys. But yeah, like, I think this channel is growing pretty well so far. I definitely regret taking the summer off, but I think we all needed the break from a long year of school and just kind of to refresh our brains there for a bit. I wouldn't do that again, but you know, first year university, first year of the channel, I think we all needed a break. So Kyle Palmieri gets rubbed out there, but Taylor Hall picks it up, and that was the opportunity that he had in the slot on Cam Talbot. Thanks, Slayman. I appreciate that. Really, I really do. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to work through it. King Awesome says, do you think Nugent is good? I think Nugent is good. I don't think he's lived out to his ultimate potential. I don't think they ever really saw him. I mean, when they drafted him, they probably did. But I think since then, they haven't really seen him as a #1 guy. I think they've kind of settled with him being a second-line centerman. But now, if he can play with McDavid and notch 25, 30 goals, 60, 70 points, then Nugent Hopkins is going to look really nice on that $6 million deal. But yeah, now people are kind of considering him to be possibly a left winger. That's kind of what's happened with a couple of players. I mean, Alex Galchenyuk could happen the same thing, but he's getting some center time with Arizona now. But the Oilers do get possession out of their own end, dump it deep, Andy Green to pick it up, and gets rubbed out by Zach Kashian. Tobias Reeder follows up, but the Devils try to break out here. Severson clears the zone. Nico Hischier racing for the puck against Matt Benning, but Benning knocks it towards Nurse. Taylor Hall rubs him out. Goes to the middle. Connor McDavid on Severson. Mueller with a good defensive play. Ratty gets tripped up, no call. Hischier against McDavid behind the net. Ratty to McDavid in front to Nugent Hopkins, stopped by Keith Kincaid. What a save by Keith Kincaid. Behind the net for Ty Ratty. McDavid on the half boards. To the point to Matt Benning. Shot saved by Keith Kincaid, and he will freeze it. Vatanen and Nugent Hopkins with a little bit of a shoving matchup here, but nothing will result into it. Isabel, yeah, I'm thinking of going to a couple of Marlies games this season. I only went to about 2 last year, one being one of the Calder Cup games, but I'll probably go to a few. Definitely, like, if you're ever there, like link me up or whatever, because I'm pretty sure you're from the Toronto area. Will I stream the Oilers home opener? Yeah, let me know. Is that, because I know they don't play till Thursday, is that their home opener? I'm not too sure. But yeah, let me know. Definitely depending on the time. I might get one of my Western people to maybe do coverage on that game. It all depends, right? I'm in Eastern time here, so if the game's at like 7 o'clock your time, 10 o'clock my time, or whatever time you're coming from, it all depends. But yeah, I'll definitely think about streaming the game. I absolutely want more. I think that was one of the teams I didn't have enough fans from last year, was the Oilers. And the thing I have noticed is a lot of people that watched, and I mean, it definitely could change because we just started up the channel from our summer break. But a lot of people from the channel last year haven't really come back. I mean, a couple of people, that's why I gave a shout out to Isabel. Isabel was on the channel quite a lot last year. And look at that. As I say that, Hockey Goals and Highlights is back from last year. That's the first time I'm seeing him. Hey, dude, I'm back after 3 months. I'll show highlights from this game when it ends, just so you know. Yeah, go check out his channel if you want to see highlights after this game is over. Yeah, I appreciate you joining the live stream, of course. 2 subs left till 1,300. We're stuck. Who is my favorite Leaf right now? I really do love watching Morgan Riley, but like, he's my favorite defenseman. But right now, Tavares and Matthews are just so much fun to watch. So Edmonton, it's going to commercial. About 10 minutes left in the first. The Oilers will go to the power play. Yes. Thank you who subscribed. Give yourself a shout out in the live chat. One more to 1,300. We're almost there. All right. Commercial. What should I talk about, guys? Late in the live chat. It began in a humbler place, where it built its reputation by word of mouth. The other thing is, like, I'm trying to get people into graphics and social media on my channel, but it's kind of this thing, like, no one really wants to be part of a channel or something or put the time unless they get paid. So that's our problem right now. YouTube hasn't monetized this again because when the new monetization rules came in of January 2018, now they go by watch hours. So we're trying to catch up on watch hours right now to get monetized again, so I can actually hopefully hire people and actually pay them. Because I think that's the ultimate goal. Only a certain amount of people. There's only so many people that want to just do it for free or just kind of do it for reputation or just wait for the money. If they join, they want to be making money right away, right? So that's what we're hoping for. I'm hoping to get monetized by the new year. King Awesome, I really appreciate that. Someone unsubscribed, but whatever. Aaron Hockey, trade rumors. Yeah, so I can do another video if you want soon enough. But I would say there's a few things going around. I think it all depends. The Hurricanes lost to the Islanders in OT on opening night. Then yesterday beat the Columbus Blue Jackets. So they have 3 points now. So if they have a consistent start and they keep playing well, they're obviously going to keep Justin Falk. But Falk's the guy that keeps moving around in the rumor mill. I would say, obviously, it's the big Nylander conversation right now. If he's going to be signed, traded, what's going on there. Another one with the Detroit Red Wings would always be their goaltending and defense. They've got Coro in the minors. They have Jimmy Howard, and they have Jonathan Bernier, who they just signed. Obviously, they would want to unload that Howard contract, as well as a couple of their defense are on pretty bad contracts as well, that if they just go through a rebuilding year, they're just going to hold on to those contracts and get a good draft pick. But the Devils with a shorthanded opportunity here. Next stoppage, I'll talk about a couple other rumors. But the Edmonton Oilers are on the power play here. 1:40 left on the power play. Drop to McDavid. Oilers are in their own zone, trying to break out here. McDavid is going to look to go end-to-end again here, and he's going to. McDavid enters the zone. To the point, but intercepted. I believe that was Pavel Zacha. Pavel Zacha and Boyle on for the Devils here on the penalty kill. Sorry, Clef bomb. What an interesting play that was. Out to Lucic in the middle. Draisaitl, what a move. Draisaitl enters the zone into the corner. Oilers are not entering the zone well here. Draisaitl tries to rub out Brian Boyle. Draisaitl looks to win, though. Boyle gets the puck back, and Sami Vatanen dumps it down. And only 45 seconds left for the Oilers power play here. 8:12 left in the first period. Again, thank you, King Awesome, for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Isabel says, my aunt has season seats, so I can go to any Marlies home games. Holy Isabel, that is unreal. I'm jealous. Slayman says, did you hate when Gardner choked in the playoffs last year? Yeah, I did a live reaction video for that. Obviously, in the playoffs, it gets tough to not be as biased, but I was just flipping on Gardner because that has to be, in a clutch situation, that has to be like the worst individual performance I've ever seen live. Just in general, he was a minus, what, 5 or 6 that game? I believe -5. Like, that is horrible. Horrible. -5? Are you joking? And the Leafs still scored, what, 4 goals? And I think he was on for a goal as well. Hockey Goals says, do you think Washington Capitals have a chance to win this year, go back-to-back? Yeah. They destroyed the Boston Bruins. They went on a back-to-back night facing the fresh Pittsburgh Penguins, who are also stacked, and put up a game. I mean, their defense wasn't that great. But they have the skill, they have the defense, and they have the goaltending. Like, that's the thing I can say about the Leafs. Everyone says the Leafs are Stanley Cup contenders, but they don't have defense. Washington, up and down their lineup, has a complete team. And that's where I separate them from the Pens in situations, is the Capitals have a much better defense than the Penguins, I would say in general. So yeah, the Capitals definitely have an opportunity. I think the Capitals have always had an opportunity every year, but people always have labeled them as perennial chokers. But now that they've won the Cup, no one can label them anymore. And then someone unsubscribes, of course. Someone's having fun with me. Ghost Skittles here. What's up, John? What's up, Ghost Skittle? Thanks for joining me. Big shout out to Ghost Skittle. It's been around this channel and and the Bottom Line View for a while. Isabel says, "Where do you think Dermott should play? Who should he play with?" I actually Nugent Hopkins with an opportunity here. Sorry. So 6 minutes left in the first. I think Dermott. I said in my video, maybe try him with Riley. I think we should see more of that on maybe man advantages, and I don't know, maybe always give it a shot, because I'm sorry, but that first game, Ron Hainsey definitely looked really out of place and really slow. So maybe Dermott there. People are also saying maybe try Gardner with Riley and have Dermott with Zaitsev, and then Hainsey on the bottom pair with Ozhganov, and have Hainsey. And this is what I said. I have Hainsey just as a specific penalty kill guy. Don't get him tired through 5-on-5. Get him only to like 8 minutes 5-on-5. The rest penalty kill time. That gives him some more energy and kind of more commitment to the penalty kill. Ghost Skittles says Lightning or Panthers tonight. Lightning. Just it's the Lightning, right? You gotta give it to them opening night. So commercial break. Aaron says hope Pittsburgh wins today. Yeah, that would definitely be good for the Pens to open up 2-0. Obviously a rough ending of the year last year, but they were back-to-back champs. So King Awesome, shout out please. Yeah, shout out to you for subscribing. I really do appreciate that. Someone does keep unsubscribing, but whatever. I don't really care. Isabel's story also added on that comment. Should he stay on the third pairing? Probably for a bit. Like I said, I think he'd maybe try with Riley, but it's one of those things. It's just the start of the season. I don't think anything should be too drastic to change. People are already saying to change things up, get Levo on like the Tavares line, get a shooter. But it's the first game in. Let the lines go through a few games first before Babcock makes changes. Deuce says McDavid was clutch for my fantasy team with that assist and power play point. Yeah, McDavid. Man, if you got McDavid first overall, you're going to be getting a lot of points from this year. This guy said he wanted to score more goals this year. Hockey Goal says this game is actually my country. Jeez, I didn't know you lived in Sweden. Shout out to you. Ghost Skill says who's winning, Jets or Stars? Watching the Jets dominate the Blues. I mean, the Blues had a lot of shots, but watching the Jets handle the Blues quite easily, I'm going to say I think Jets. Obviously, I think the Stars are going to be one of those teams that are going to bounce back this year. And with my boy Connor Carrick and Polak now, no, but I think the Jets should win that game. Who's going 5-0 first? I think the easy answer would be saying the Leafs. I probably would have said the Capitals, but of course, now that they lost against the Penguins, I would say it's probably in between the Leafs. Penguins, maybe? I'm not saying the Leafs, like I said, I'm not going to be high on the Leafs saying that they're going to go far in the playoffs, but they're one of those teams that can be really streaky, and I could definitely see them going on like a 5-game win streak, especially against they have a weaker schedule to start. Their schedule gets super hard in like November, December. I saw a stretch of games where they play like Pittsburgh, Washington, Boston, Winnipeg. Like I saw like a stretch of games. Like I was just like, geez, that's insane. Deuce says I don't understand why Dallas opened with Arizona. It's hard for the league, right? Like a lot of people were asking why did Chicago open up with Ottawa. It's really, I think it's more of just like, I think the better teams, they try to give better matchups to start the year. The teams that didn't do so well, they kind of just match up with the teams kind of left over. Everyone's got to play everyone, right? So It's just the league trying to fit in the best that they can possible. King Awesome, like I said, if you stick around for the channel for a while, like I said, I'm going to name my moderators in October. It's one of those things. I want to name a moderator that I see that supports the chat, that goes in the live chat, communicates with all fans in the live chat, and people that kind of, I wouldn't say defend the channel, but if someone's trying to like rip into the channel or like give like some nonsense. Kyle Palmieri is going to get a cross-checking from behind penalty here. Nurse is taking its inception here. But yeah, that's kind of like the point, because if someone's coming in and like ripping into that, I'm not showing the game because like copyright issues, like that would be a thing that I'd want like the moderator to not, you don't block him for that, but if he starts swearing and running his mouth, then put him in timeout. Like it's kind of the stuff I'd be looking for in a moderator, and that's going to be coming up in like the next couple weeks. I'm not just going to name people moderator as I see you only in a couple videos. That's why I keep mentioning Isabel, because Isabel was with us like most of last year. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Thanks, Hockey. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll always go like based on who I think's the better team at certain instances, but I also go based off of like where I see different matchups, who's playing at home, who's better away teams, who's better home teams, where people are in certain like streaks. But this is the Oilers' third power play. Devils didn't even have a power play yet. But that's where kind of I base off of like my matchups. Like the Jets just came off of a 5-1 victory over the Blues. So obviously I'm gonna look at that and give them the victory over the Dallas Stars. Same thing with the Oilers. Like I said, the Oilers have had more possession. They've looked just like the better team. I mean, defense maybe a little bit weak, but offensively they looked like the better team, so I was giving them the victory earlier on. We'll see what happens, obviously. But they've had 3 power plays, taking advantage of 1 so far. So let's see if they go 1 and 3 on the power play or 2 and 3. But the Devils do clear it into the neutral zone. Zajac with possession is going to waste a little bit of time here. Really nice play by Zajac. This is a veteran's work here to work it back to his defense in his own zone and go for a change as the Oilers also changed. Put it in deep, and that's a good way of wasting about 25 seconds thanks to Travis Zajac. But I do appreciate you guys giving me a shout out for my opinions and stuff. But who's going to be the 1,300 subscriber? We'll see what happens. One more sub. Yeah, the Sharks, thanks to Kevin LeBanc, beat the Kings last night. I would say a couple players looking really good so far. Eric Carlson hasn't stood out for me, but I'd say one of the guys I said could be a steal in your fantasy is Travis. Sorry, the other side of the opportunity is Hurdle. So Hurdle is a guy that played unreal in the playoffs last year for the Sharks. Was probably their best player, arguably. And he started the season really solid with that highlight reel goal. So Puljujarvi. Sorry, I'm trying to track this power play here. The power play is actually over now, but the Oilers have good possession here. Betting with a shot blocked. You guys are asking too many questions. I really like it, but I gotta get to the game for the people joining, because people are actually joining for this. Palmieri with an opportunity in front. Stopped by Darnell Nurse and Puljujarvi behind the net. We're still at $12.99 subs. King Awesome, not quite yet. Yeah, exactly. Hurdle was killing it for you, probably. Flyers or Avalanche. Cyber Shade. Wow. Opportunity in front from, I believe that was, I'm not actually sure who it was. I believe it was John Quinville. Nephew of Joel Quinville. Yeah, I think John Quinville with the opportunity in the slot. Deflected and it goes out of play. I gotta update the shots for you guys in a second, but there's about 5 minutes left in the first period. Actually, just over 2 minutes. Sorry, I haven't been. You guys are asking so many questions. I do really appreciate all the questions though. One more sub to 1,300 guys. But I do appreciate when you guys give me shoutouts for my opinions. Cyber Shade, you better be subbed. Who do you think will win, Flyers or Avalanche? Just off the bat, Flyers. opening up the season with JVR, that offense they got in Philly now. If they can kind of figure out their goaltending situation, the Flyers, I think, are going to be a dangerous team this year. So I'm going to take Flyers over the Avalanche. I think the Avalanche won their first game. What was it, against the Vegas Golden Knights? Or who did Vegas play? I know Vegas lost their first game. Better than Nashville. I've always said it, the most underrated defense core. And people have argued with me, but I'll always say it. The most underrated defense core in the league right now is Carolina. Do you see what they did yet? I mean, McElhinney had a decent game. They held Columbus to 1 goal. The Hurricanes. They have the most underrated overall defense core in the league. Slavin, Pesh, Falk, Hamilton now, Fleury, Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Like, their bottom pair is not unreal, but that top 4 is really solid. I'd say another really underrated core defense, and they have a couple injuries in Seth Jones and Ryan Murray right now, but when those two guys are healthy, along with Zach Werenski, David Savard, that defense is like really solid as well. The other one that's always been pretty solid has been Anaheim. I think Anaheim's kind of slowing down as a team, but with Manson, Lindholm, Fowler, shot saved or blocked by from Zaka, and then Will Butcher gets an opportunity and saved by Cam Talbot. Sorry, but yeah, those are like the. But no, I don't think overall. I think another another team banging on the door would be Winnipeg with Morrissey, Trouba, Bufflin, and Myers. But I think Nashville with Ekholm and Ellis, Subban, and Yossi is currently still the best. Yeah, sorry, King Awesome. I'll update the shots right now. That's what I just realized. So shots are 9-7 for the Devils. All right, so 12 seconds left in the first period. The Oilers win the draw. Puljujarvi and Strome together, but it's going to be the end of the first period. It's an interesting buzzer to end it, but goals scored from Palmieri for the Devils and Lucic for the Oilers. Keith Kincaid and Cam Talbot both with good periods so far. Our good games so far, a good period. So in Gothenburg, Sweden, that's the first period, 1-1 score between these two teams. So first intermission, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, get a bite to eat. But hopefully when I come back, there's 1,300 subs. Oh, we're on that edge there. It's bugging the heck out of me. But thank you, King Awesome Guy, for the shout out on doing that. What do you think the Seattle team will be named? I don't know. I literally don't know. There's like a lot of names going in the air right now. Sorry, yeah, Vegas lost to the Flyers. Sorry, I said the Avalanche because the Avalanche and Flyers are playing each other. I knew it was one of those teams. But yeah, Vegas lost. I believe it was. I don't know what the final score was, but it was 5-1 when I was watching. Sharks got the best defense. See, I don't know. I think I would definitely say the Sharks are up there, but they're not better than the Preds. They got Carlson and Burns, but Carlson's not really we're talking about overall defense. Carlson's more like offensive. Like Carlson did not play that well defensively last year. I know that's on the Sens, but he's got to prove himself defensively again. Brent Burns is obviously, everyone knows about Brent Burns, and then you got Vlasic. That's 3 of them. But the Preds got, I think, 4 that are. I mean, Ellis and Ekholm are not up to Vlasic's standards, but they're really close, and there's 2 of them. I'd rather have 2. Like if we want to talk about like NHL 19 like overalls, like I'd rather have 2 87s than 190, if that makes sense. Like any day. If it's defense, like forwards is a little different because obviously sometimes in a lot of cases you want a superstar over, but the gap between Ellis and Ekholm to Vlasic is like very close. Like some people would even argue they're like basically like the same if we're doing in terms of skill set. But then you got PK Subban, where a lot of people would argue do a lot of the same things as Carlson. Obviously, in my opinion, I think a lot of people I would hope. I think Carlson's the better player, but then you also got Roman Yossi. So as much as everyone said, and I agree, Brent Burns is a better player than Yossi, but Yossi is so underrated. I would say Yossi. And I don't know where they ranked him in NHL Network, but I'd say Yossi's a top 10 defenseman. And I know that's debatable, but he does so much for that team. Like, people don't understand how much he does defensively, and that actually provides a lot of offense. Like, what did he get? 50, 60 points last year? Like, about 50 probably? Like, I had him in fantasy, and he did unreal. So, I think Yossi definitely gets overlooked. So, I'd still say Nationals the better defense. I would say Sharks have probably a top 5 defense now for sure. Yeah, Liney's comments about the Fortnite ban for Vancouver. And yeah, guys, you guys are always welcome to communicate with each other and talk to each other over the live chat. It doesn't always have to be questions towards me. But Liney's comments Liney's comments are sometimes over the line for me a little bit, but no, I like his comments sometimes. They're pretty funny. So the Fortnite ban for Vancouver is like, it's kind of like they have a lot of young guys, so I think it's just a way of Travis Green and Benning kind of getting the team to focus on, I guess, more important things, getting back into a winning column. Yeah, Mrazek and McElhinney, 2 good games from them. Yeah, Ekholm, a Predator from Sweden, Carlson, a Shark from Sweden. Together, they make the best defense in the world. I mean, yeah, too bad they're not on the same team, I guess, for you. And Aaron Hockey says Chicago's going to have a good year, I hope. Yeah, you know what? The Blackhawks are a team. If Jonathan Toews goes back into standards, the only concern I would have for them is their defense. Their goaltending with Cam Ward, I don't think could be I don't think it's horrible. I mean, I know Cam Ward's been really inconsistent, but he's not a horrible goaltender. And if you get Crawford back within the next month or two, and if he becomes even like, I don't want to say half, because half the goalie of what he was wouldn't be that good, but if he goes back to somewhat what he was, and there's a tandem of Crawford, Cam Ward, I think the only concern would be their defense. But their offense, top 6 with guys like DeBrincat, Brandon Saad. If these guys go back into form, like Chicago will not have that bad of a year. I think they'll definitely play better and do better than they did last year. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get a bite to eat. Yeah, no worries, Hockey. I appreciate the comment. Hopefully there's 1,300 when I come back. But I'll be right back, guys. If you want to leave and take a break yourself, I'll just update that it's going in the second period, and then kind of lay it down that it's going into that period, and that it's on intermission break. See, I'm like, don't mind me. I'm like still getting used to this software I'm using now. But yeah, if you guys want to do a couple comments quickly before I take my break, I'm just gonna take like a 5-minute break to get a bite to eat. That's all. Because you got here quickly, you're looking at a full recovery. There we go. Second period, 1-1. All right. Any comments before I leave? Yeah, Roman Yossi, 2017, 14 goals, 39 assists. So if that was last year, I guess you pulled up the stats. So 53 points is kind of what I said, in the range between 50 and 60 points. Is this a party for a cat? It's a surprise. Yeah, it's not a dinner, it's a lunch. Because, yeah, I know you're in Sweden, but it's only 2 o'clock for me right now in the afternoon. So, all right, let me see here. All right, a nice picture of McDavid against Santini here. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Get us to 1,300 subscribers. One more. All right, 5 minutes, I promise. What's up, guys? Sorry, just a quick little lunch break, of course, getting back into it. Just look at the comments. I do appreciate I saw some of you guys with a lot of support, so I do appreciate that. Just some support from Hockey Goals, Deuce, Isabel. I really appreciate that. Hopefully that's the goal to get this channel big. I'm eating pizza. If you any of you Canadians know what that is. Hockey Goal says I'm thinking about a thumbnail with Eric Carlson and Burns from Sharks combined with something from Vegas, and of course the NHL logo. Would that be a good idea? And Ghost Skittle says a map of all the teams because you're NHL Nation. So thank you guys. It's obviously still an intermission break. So big matchups tonight. Obviously, Pittsburgh plays Montreal, Toronto versus Ottawa. And then Toronto plays the back-to-back, so they play Chicago tomorrow. Avs versus Flyers. Dallas versus Winnipeg. So face-off, and the Devils win it. Nico Hischier with the face-off win, number 13. Taylor Hall with the puck behind the net. Right off the bat, they're trying to get a goal here for the Devils. So no longer intermission rate. Get that out of there. So Devils look like a new energy here to start the second period. The Connor McDavid dumps it deep. Severson down to pick it up. Or Mueller. Sorry, why do I keep getting Severson and Mueller? They look like same body size. They look so similar. But Mueller with the puck. Across to Vatanen. Vatanen with the deflection, and now it goes out of play. Oh yeah, and then the Battle of Florida. Obviously, Tampa versus Florida is going to be good. I want to ask you guys, obviously I don't know if many of you know who Austin is, so he's a Tampa Bay fan. I'm going to start making a schedule for the people. Would you want to start seeing him do lightning coverage videos like soon, or do you want me to head most of the live reactions, the recaps? Like, what do you guys think so far? Do you want me to bring on like more fans in general? I think is what my question is. Because the thing is, there's a balance between everything. If I bring on someone and get them on camera with me, then I can't have the format the way it is right now. I can't have the scoreboard. I can't have stuff like that because I have to use a different software, and I can't really use two softwares at the same time. I'd have to use whether it's Google Hangout or something else, you know what I mean, to bring someone else on screen. Unless I physically brought them to where I film and they could be on the same camera as myself. But thank you so much for 1,300 subs. Give yourself a shout out for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Thank you, King Awesome. I appreciate that. Isabel, I appreciate that. Cybershade, I really appreciate that. You guys are all unreal subscribers, all of you. Cybershade, Isabel, King Awesome, Ghost Skittle. Thanks, Ghost Skittle. Yeah, it's like I said, I'm going to try to make the best decisions possible for the channel. But yeah, you guys can always have your fan favorites. I don't need to be your favorite. If Fitty, Trent, or Austin, whoever's your favorite, suggest some content you want to see. Like, of course, I think I'm gonna be bringing a lot of people new onto the channel, so and I can tell you the people that I'll be bringing on are more, not from the people that we already have. I'm not comparing, but I'm saying the people I'd be bringing on are definitely like used to the industry so far, either like in the program with me, and that's kind of where me and Mitch are actually in the same sport media program. So if you see the experience from Mitch, I hope I have similar experience as him. But that's kind of where I'm going to be getting my recruits from, either that or like the industry itself. Palmieri with a shot and scores on such a bad angle on the power play, and he scores his second of the game. Cam Talbot's going to want that one back. Wow. basically on the half boards, Kyle Palmieri just rips a shot and it goes 5-hole past Talbot. Talbot's definitely going to want that back. Wow. But Hischier wins the draw. Oh my god. Cam Talbot, man. Wow. I don't know who to blame more. Yeah, Chris Russell trying to block the shot and just ends up screening Talbot. But Talbot's going to want that one back. Wow. Well, 2-1 Devils. I'll update the score for you guys. Jeez. So that was Palmieri's second of the season, second of the game, assisted by Will Butcher and Kyle Palmieri. I'll also update the shots for you guys coming into the second period. So Palmieri's having a good start to the year. Yeah, like I said, I'll update it to 15 minutes, but King Austin, I'm not gonna, like I said, for sure for the next video, I'll go back. Let me know. Do you guys want me to go back to the game clock? The only thing is the game clock is sometimes I'll forget to stop it and run it. Like it'll still be inaccurate. But would you rather see a running time that's a little off than just like 5-minute intervals of time? Let me know, because I'll for sure go back to the game clock. But I'm just letting you know it's not always going to be accurate. It's just the truth of the fact. I can't be a timekeeper and run a live stream and update scores. Like it's just a lot, you know. If I'm doing all that, then I'm not interacting with you guys. I'm not doing all that properly, right? There's got to be a balance. Balance with everything. All right. Devils score again. Okay, so I'll do game clock again for next game. Or I can, if you want, for the third period, I'll do it. I can pull it up for the third. But the Devils score again. Where's the... whatever. I'll just watch the replay. It was Travis Zajac. So dumps it deep. Cam Talbot gets it behind the net. Miles Wood gets the puck and feeds Zajac in front. And the Oilers' defense. Man, how the heck did I predict the Oilers to win if their defense is playing like this? Chris Russell is driving me nuts. Oh my god. Who's played worse, Chris Russell or Ron Hainsey so far? Both like similar types of defense, man. Chris Russell, I think he's already a -2 in this game. Jeez, that's hard to watch. And the Oilers don't even have a shot this period yet. So shots are 12-7, I believe. Probably 13-7, honestly. I don't think they updated from the goal. What do you guys think? Are you guys watching the game? Honestly, trust me. If you're not, Chris Russell is playing very ugly right now. But I promise I'll do game clock for third period and for now on. If that's what you guys... If majority wants game clock, I'll do it. It'll always be a little inaccurate, like I said, but I'll do it. Alright, so 3-1 Devils. Travis Zajac comes in right from the slot and scores an easy tap-in goal. Okay, yeah, dudes, I agree too. I'll start for the third period. It's just one of the things I was trying to do something make myself have one less thing to worry about, but it's not too hard to do, so I'll do it for you guys for sure. Yeah, like through my program and just like through like self-taught, I'm learning a lot just like through programming and software. That's why you're gonna see through the channel if you want to stick around. There's gonna be a lot of new stuff coming for this channel. just in terms of graphics, in terms of content, in terms of a lot of things. So I think it's worthwhile to stick around. I mean, like I said, all of you that are here from the start are going to get moderator status if this channel grows a lot, the way I hope it grows. Dew says, I call Edmonton the spoilers after rooting so many prospects leveled out. I was so devastated when McDavid went to them. I watched him to go to any of the 29 other teams. Jeez. But Cyber Stage just season over. Not quite yet, man. Only about one game in, but no, it kind of sucks how they're playing defensively right now. All right, let's try to get this to 20 likes here by the end of the second period. Thank you, Go Skittle. Yeah, I did this myself. So I'm going to try to teach other people on the channel how to do it. But the thing is, right, like, Mitch, I told Mitch about it, and that's why you have to find a balance, right? If you always want other people from different webcams coming on, and it to be like a multi-screen thing, you can't have formatting because you're using a different software. Geez, the Oilers are getting away with a lot here. I'm surprised the Devils haven't gotten another couple power plays. Palmieri with an opportunity, possibly hat-trick here, but taken away by Ty Ratty. The Devils are trying to re-enter the zone via Sammy Vatanen. He dumps it deep. Cam Talbot stops behind the net. Kyle Brosniak tries to put it in deep, but the Devils close in on him while the Oilers change. Marcus Johansson on the wing with a backhand, just misses wide, and the first good play of the game from Chris Russell to stop that, to break up the play from Johansson. So thank you guys all for joining me. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like the video, comment your opinions on the game and the league so far. Yeah, thanks, Ghost Skittle. That video was actually taking place in our studios that I work out of. So now you have if you go watch the fantasy video, you have an idea of what I'm doing most of my days. I'm in that studio, working, learning, doing a whole bunch of stuff. On Mondays, I'm there for 6 hours. If that gives you an idea, 6 hours from 10 to 4. Trying to go over the comments here. Penalty to the Oilers, I believe, to Darnell Nurse. Yeah, Devils will get the power play. Nurse to the box. So 18 of you watching, thank you. And thank you whoever subscribed. I really appreciate it. You can give yourself a shout out in the chat and I'll give you a shout out back. I really want to go I really want to go see the movie Venom. Like, really badly. And sorry, guys, I am still a little sick. I'm, like, stuffed up a bit. Podcasts take 100 episodes before they grow into something really special and learn what works well. YouTube is the same way, so I already know it's a process when it comes to growing a channel. Thank you, Deuce. For the comment, yeah, it's a patience thing. Deuce says, I don't have anything against the Oilers. It's just I want to see players in the best position to succeed. I feel like McDavid would be elevated so much higher somewhere else. I agree, but at the end of the day, the Oilers can still build around McDavid. I think they've made a couple of poor decisions. One being signing Lucic to that horrible contract. But there's still time to build around McDavid for sure. Yeah, Ghost. When every opportunity I get to use it for the channel, I will. It's just one of those things I don't always do, and I need permission from everyone, like from the that video. I got permission from the producer, director, and co-host to post it, but I don't always get that permission to post videos that I create. So some videos I have created, I just can't put it on the channel. So there's that as well, right? You need permission to kind of release stuff. It's a reputation thing, right? But it's also it is big a reputation thing for sure. Fern Bowman, shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Hopefully you subscribe to the channel. Peter Chiarelli ruined Boston. He's not helping Edmonton, Deuce says. He trades star players in their prime and takes on way too many bad contracts. Well, Chiarelli's always going to be ripped in two for the Taylor Hall trade. I'll always wonder what he was thinking. I know what he... Well, no, that's a lie. I know what he was thinking. He needed a right-hand defenseman really badly, but you don't trade a top 20 scorer in the league any season. Last year, he was a top five scorer. In terms of just like standing out, skill set, everything. But Taylor Hall across to Palmieri for the opportunity to get a hat trick, but he misses the net. Not sure if he was trying to slap pass there, but Will Butcher at the point with a shot deflected, just goes by Cam Talbot. Palmieri at the half boards gets hooked up a little bit by Kara, but Ryan Strome, sorry. Ryan Strome dumps it deep. Too many Stromes. Man, I remember when I was like, I used to like do stuff with the Hurricanes, and Eric Stahl and Jordan Stahl were on the same team. And then they would play the Rangers and have Mark Stahl. And I'd be repeating myself with Stahl the whole time. Fire Comedy, shout out to you. Thank you for subscribing. King Advance, thank you for joining. He says, who else is a diehard Devil fan? Devil fans, get in the chat with King Advance. Anyone new to the channel, hopefully you subscribe to the channel. I always want to express my appreciation for that because, like, especially on recaps, I won't repeat myself like this, but on live reactions, I know all of you are always, like, joining constantly. So, hit that button, get the live sub count up. There's a new Strome in the league every year, Laugh a Lot Deuce says. The Tyler Seguin and Phil Kessel trades too. Yeah, I know. But at the end of the day, the Kessel trade, you have to say, got actually a good return. You got the draft pick that drafted Seguin and Dougie Hamilton. I mean, I don't know about you, but I would take Seguin and Hamilton as a return for Kessel any day. Wow. Cassian whips it off the boards as Nurse is coming out, and he could have gave Nurse an opportunity to go on a breakaway there. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion. I think the Kessel return was good for them. Which NHL team has the worst fans? I don't want to say that. You guys can decide for yourself. I mean, I'm not gonna. There's no. I will say maybe if you wanna in the chat you can ask me who I think are the craziest fans. Then I'll answer that. I'm not gonna say who the worst fans are. Oh, so just over, it's 11:13 left, so I'll put 10. Like I said, I'll change it to the actual game clock for the third period. It just takes like 2 minutes to set up. I don't want to, I can't really leave the page. Fire Comedy says Flyers. Cyrus Shade says Vancouver and Philadelphia. Ghost Gill says Canucks. Deuce says, but technically it wasn't for Seguin Lafleur, it was for Louis Eriksson. No, I understand that, but I'm saying at the time. And I know they traded Hamilton too, so they didn't really have the return as a mainstay. No, I completely agree with you, Chiarelli. The trade for Seguin got him nothing. Wow, good save by Cam Talbot in tight around the post. Kings enhances Detroit as the worst fans. Yeah, it's an opinion. I would say in terms of crazy fans, I'd say the Flyers definitely have insane. And I mean now with their mascot in Gritty, they're gonna have that reputation now, definitely even more. John Sebastian Dia from Pittsburgh claimed off waivers to the Devils. He was given that opportunity on Cam Talbot. Nico Hischier into the zone. Back to Palmieri with an opportunity, but can't find Taylor Hall. Now McDavid, the puck skims over his stick, and that's going to be an icing call. Doesn't make contact with the stick, so it's going to go all the way back to the Oilers zone. Ty Ratty, 7 goals in 4 preseason games. That is crazy. 11 points in 4 preseason games. That's like actually messed in the head. But who did he play with? Is my question. Arguably the best guy in the world, best player in the world. Like I said, I still have Crosby as my #1 just because of his reputation and his overall skill set. I think McDavid's still lacking a couple aspects into his game. But offensively, McDavid's probably the best player in the league right now. Just the combination of speed and like what he can do with that speed. Like a lot of players, you see it like I can list other fast players like Grabner, Larkin. They have that speed, but they have a tougher time when they actually get to the position of scoring to actually finish. Where McDavid, he goes insane with the speed and actually can make a decision whether it's passing to a guy in the slot like he did with Lucic in the power play earlier in the game, whether it's a flick over the goalie's shoulder when he gets there. Like McDavid can do so much with that speed once he actually gets there, and that's like really special. Brian Boyle with an opportunity in the slot, stopped by Cam Talbot. 2-on-2 for the Oilers here. Yamamoto drops it for Draisaitl, but nothing comes out of it. Alright, thank you for all that are new to the channel. Fire Comedy says, I got in fights with Philadelphia fans. Cyber says, Oilers got booed by their fans once. Ghost says, do you play Fortnite? I play Fortnite a bit, occasionally. Yeah, high expectations each year from the fans really does affect the team. Grady is almost as terrifying as Hunter. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me, of course, again. Our next goal, 1350. Let's get us there by the end of the video. It's one of those things. I'm like, we've only had like about 15, 25 viewers like in that range the whole video so far. And I mean, the goal is to get more viewers on videos like that, but the channel's still fairly new, right? I think I'm looking to keep grinding it out for you guys. Like I hope more people keep joining the channel. So thank you guys for that, people that are there. Cyber Shade says I don't. That game is pure trash. You know what? It seems pretty stupid, but it's just like one of those games that's like super addicting once you start. But I would say since school started, I'm like not playing it at all anymore. I played it a decent amount over the summer, but I don't play it anymore basically. I play if like my cousins or like my brother wants to play. I'll be like, okay, I'll play a couple games. But Duke says Tarasenko is extremely underrated because he played in St. Louis. Same with Barkov, Huberdeau, Atanoff in Florida. Where your play affects the perception of how good a player is. I got a steal. If Tarasenko has a good year, I got a steal in fantasy with Tarasenko. I will say Barkov's one of the most underrated players in the league right now. In my opinion, he's either top 5 or top 10 in terms of two-way centerman in the league. I do want to hear your opinion on something. If you guys want to comment about this, up to you really. But me and my cousin had a debate the other day. Do you guys think Nazem Kadri is a top 10 two-way is the key word in this, center in the league? Two-way. So think about what Kadri does defensively. Do you think he's a top 10 in the league? And I'll tell you what I was for or against. I guess I'll just say it now. I was against. I don't think he's top 10. I mean, I think he's really good two-way, and I think he's up there. Probably top 15, top 20, maybe, arguably. But I think when we were kind of having this argument, I listed 6 or 7 that are just, like, way beyond Kadri. I don't think he's top 10, though. But I think he's up there. He's got to think about it. Back-to-back 30-plus goal seasons, along with playing against the top lines in each team. So you got to consider that. So the Oilers haven't had a shot this period, I don't think. I don't know if they've talked about that yet. They might have had one shot earlier on, but I don't think they've had a shot in like a really long time. I'm surprised Sportsnet hasn't talked about it yet. The shots are still 7 for the Oilers and now 17 for the Devils. Yeah, look at that. The shots are 8-0 for the Devils in this period. Oilers haven't had a shot in this period. And there's 7:53 left. Man, that is... Oh my god, that's insane. Yeah, so they... See how it happens, eh? I bring it up on my channel, and then 20 seconds later they talk about it. You forgot Trocheck too. Is Jonathan Taves the same player on a bad team, or has he regressed? Isabel said, oh, sorry, that was a question. He's regressed a little bit, but he's still a really good two-way guy. I would say there wasn't much help around him last year. I'm looking for a bounce-back year from him this year. But yeah, he's definitely regressed on a bad team. I mean, I wouldn't say the Blackhawks are horrible, but they don't have the surrounding core that they used to. And I think that's a lot to do with cap issues as well. Isabel says, if the Leafs had their own All-Star Skills Challenge, who would win each event? Fastest skater, hardest shot? I could do a video for that, but just to go quickly, like, fastest skater would be Mitch Marner. Hardest shot. Maybe, like, trying to think of, like, maybe Matthews. I've seen Oshaganoff have a really hard shot so far. I'm not sure though, because the Leafs don't really have like a howitzer of a defenseman from the point. And usually the hardest shot would come from a defenseman or like a superstar. So I would say maybe Matthews. We don't really have guys that can like fire a slap shot too crazy. The most underrated goalie? That's tough. There's a couple I would say come to mind. Sorry, I was watching the play there. Cassie's trying to start up some trouble here. I think for Vancouver, Markstrom's pretty underrated. I don't know if he's underrated anymore because Colorado traded for him with a good pick. But I thought last year Philip Grubauer was really underrated. I think Mike Smith, I know he's old, but he's pretty underrated. Not a lot of people overlook him as a goalie right now in his career. Severson keeps it in, but the Oilers are going to be given an opportunity here to clear the puck, but no. It goes just back in the Oilers zone. Larson with the puck off the boards. Sorry, that's like the three goalies I think of. A lot of the good goalies, in my opinion, are like pretty recognized. Like it's not like there's a lot of goalies in the league. I mean, I guess you could say McElhinney's underrated. I think that's about it in terms of underrated goalies. I think most of the good quality goalies are pretty recognized in the league, I'd say. Tripped up. I think Brian Boyle's gonna get the hook here for a tripping call. So 3-1 New Jersey, 5:21 left in the second period. Commercial break. Exactly. Juice says most underrated goalie is Markstrom. I picked him up in all 8 of my fantasy leagues, and he played incredible. We'll see what he does so far. King Awesome, thank you so much for still being here. I appreciate it. Hopefully I answered your question decent enough, Cybershade. How about Craig Anderson? Yeah, he's underrated, I guess, for this year. He wasn't underrated when Craig Anderson carried the Sens to the Eastern Conference run. But yeah, last year he had a bad year, so I think coming into this year he's definitely underrated. I agree, but he's on a bad Sens team, right? So we'll really see what happens there. But yeah, Craig Anderson's pretty underrated, I would say. Stu said it's a couple superstar goalies in a revolving door. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the backups have played for multiple teams. Thank you. Thank you for the new sub. Appreciate that. I love when that live sub count goes up. Jeez, I hate having a cold and stuff. I've been sick. I was sick for like the first half of this week. And that's why I wonder if like no one really asked questions. I didn't. Well, actually, I said something on one of the videos, so it makes sense. But the 2 or 3 videos I did earlier in the week, I just did off camera because I was sick. I'm still. I don't know. It's more that I'm just like stuffed up. I feel fine now, but I'm just. I think I'm more of like I'm past the recovery stage, and But King Austin says, "Where can you watch the Oilers game on YouTube?" Uh, you'll never be able to watch it on YouTube. Some people try to go around the rules, and then they get hooked on it for after. I've seen this one. I saw this one channel so far. Get kicked off, so that's a copyright strike. You only get 3 copyright strikes in your whole channel, and then your email and channel gets blocked off completely. So that's exactly what we don't want on this channel, to get copyright strikes and get kicked off completely. So without getting consequences, there's nothing on YouTube, and you'd get kicked off. So the best bet is where you can actually stick around. And I mean, it's not the best thing to use because it's kind of ruining television, but Reddit streams is probably your best bet to see like any NHL Reddit streams. Usually has most of the games. It all depends where you're watching out of. I mean, the States, I think NHL Network had this game. For Canada, it was Sportsnet. Cleft bomb to the point. Others on the power play, like I said. Nugent Hopkins shot. Or, sorry, was that? Yeah, that was Nugent Hopkins. McDavid in the slot with an opportunity. Stripped by Zajac, and it's going to be a 2-on-1 opportunity, but McDavid's speed brings him back and makes it into a 2-on-2. Coleman with an opportunity, blocked. Lucic rubs him out a bit here, and Nugent Hopkins with the puck. Out to Draisaitl. Draisaitl cycling back to the neutral zone. Good patience play back to Darnell Nurse. Or Bouchard, actually. Bouchard getting some power play time. Evan Bouchard, 10th overall pick for the Oilers. Draisaitl, I believe he was 10th overall, whatever. Top 10 pick. Evan Bouchard. Off the boards. Not that great of a play from him. Almost gets stripped. Ryan Strome puts it in deep. Only 25 seconds left on the power play. 3:45 left in the second period. Behind the net, Strome to McDavid. McDavid's going to play this full power play here. To the point to Bouchard. Bouchard looking back to McDavid, but looks for the shot. Not that great of a play. Blocked by Mueller, and they clear it, and that should be it for the Oilers' power play. The Oilers, after scoring their first goal... Oh, my God. Evan Bouchard going behind the net. Almost puts it in his own net. Oh, my God. But the Oilers scored their first power play, and now since are 0 for 3, I believe. NHL Nation is your new name. Congrats, man. Lundqvist will win a cup before he retires. If he stays with the Rangers, no chance. Sorry to Rangers fans, but at this point, they're in a kind of rebuilding stage. That's not going to happen. Man, he lets go of the puck, and that puck almost went in the net. Anderson for the Leafs is underrated. He's not underrated anymore, man. To a lot of people, he's considered a top 10 goalie now. Dude says King Henry played good against the Preds and they got blown out. Yeah, I think the Rangers are in a tough situation. Henry, that's why in my fantasy video I had Lundqvist as a bust, just because of where the Rangers are at right now. And as much as Lundqvist can, as much as he's gonna do as much as he can in net, the team's kind of in a either retooling or rebuilding mode. So the Oilers got their first shot on that power play there. In the period. The shots are 18-8. Hey, 2:30 left in the second period. Let's get it to 1,305 subscribers. How about that? By the end of the period. All right. G says I have Anderson 7th or 8th in top 10. How about Brian Elliott? I guess Elliott's a little bit underrated, but he's been really inconsistent the last 2 years. With Colorado, he played really well. Then he went to Edmonton or Ottawa. Sorry, not Edmonton. Yeah, Ryan Elliott went to Ottawa, and then he played really well. But since that time with Calgary, St. Louis, Philly, I mean, he's been kind of inconsistent. So I mean, a little underrated, but he says Helbeck 1, Rene 2, Vasilevsky 3, 44. I would argue Rene 1 just because he's coming off the Vezina year. Hellebuck's got to show another year of a consistent play, and then I would say he's going to become a top 5 guy. Same with Anderson. If Anderson has a consistent year this year, then he could maybe squeeze in the top 5 as well. Same with Vasilevsky. By the end of the year, you could see those 3 goalies being in the top 5. But it all depends, right? Like, you have to look at other goalies like Fleury's year last year. I still think Carey Price is right now a top 5-7 goalie. Man, Price, he's on a bad team, man. Like, Price has the skills that no other goalie has in the world. So that's why I still have Price in my like top 5. With the other goalies, I'd say Jonathan Quick. Actually, you know what? Jonathan Quick's brutally underrated right now. 2 or 3 years ago, he was recognized, and everyone's forgot about him. LA has not been that great of a team. I mean, last year, they made the playoffs, and I think that was big on Jonathan Quick. Obviously, big on Kopitar and Doughty, but those 3 guys together are the reason why the Kings made the playoffs last year. So, 40 seconds left. Then it's going to be second intermission. Nah, Jimmy Howard's not underrated. He's bad right now in his career. He had a good few years with Detroit, but he's not the guy he was. He's older. He's slowed down. I watched the Leafs Red Wings preseason game like in the building at Scotiabank Arena, and it was just very ugly on Jimmy Howard's end. So Nugent Hopkins, in 457 games, he has 313 points, 7 seasons with the Oilers. Obviously, if he plays with McDavid this year, that numbers are going to go up. All right, guys, I'll take another short break at intermission. Wake myself up a bit for the third period, and I'll also get the timer set up. So, like I said, I'll take the same amount of break as I did last intermission. So 10 seconds left in the first period. With an opportunity, oh my God, Draisaitl to Puljujarvi. And with Keith Kincaid racing back into his net from behind, he just saves it. Klepon with a shot. Another stop. So the Oilers finish with 2 quick shots at the end there to get themselves to 10 shots to not look completely ugly. So after 2 periods, the Oilers only have 10 shots. Better than 8, I guess. And the Oilers, with not that great of play so far at all, are only down by 2 goals with the whole period to go. What? Did you just say 2013? I don't know if he said 2018 or 2013. I'm going to try to rewind that in a sec. But I'll change it to the third period. But thank you guys. Any last comments before I go for like the same amount of time again? 5-10 minutes, whatever it is. I'm going to get that game clock up. Exactly. Cam Talbot is the reason why this game is a 3-1 game right now. Martin Jones is kind of underrated. Yeah, Price, maybe a trade. Alright, everyone that's joining, please subscribe to the channel, comment. I will be back before the third period for sure. And then hopefully, and then we'll also, at some point in the third period, I'll talk about upcoming videos to look out for. For you that are just in right now, I am going to be doing most likely a Leafs-Oilers live reaction tonight. That's most likely. So thank you guys for sticking around. I'll be back for the third period. And then let's get sorry, before I go, let's get that picture back up. All right, there we go. All right, I'll be back. All right, what's up? What's up, guys? I'm back. Get this picture out of the way for you guys. But the third period is going to be underway soon. They're just doing an interview with Clefbaum, obviously a native of Sweden. This game's taking place in Sweden for the NHL Global Series. Edmonton versus New Jersey. New Jersey's up 3-1 at the end of the second period. All right, what's up? I'm back. Move this back down. All right, someone unsubscribed, but whatever. Everyone that's new to the channel, we really appreciate if you get in the live chat. There was other people here the second that took a break along with me. They're gonna be back for the third. So if you're new to the channel and new to the video, like the video, comment what you think of the game so far. I'll mute this for a sec. What you think of the season so far. Obviously, we're only a few days into the season. There's been a lot of exciting games so far. And this channel, obviously, is hopefully growing into something special. So I really appreciate all of you jumping on early, getting into this channel. Would really appreciate that. But Cybershade, Oilers for Life, I really appreciate the support from you as well. Yeah, so just a quick recap of what I've seen so far. Oilers, their problem right now is completely on defensive zone coverages and just knowing where everyone needs to go. You look at that. I don't know if it was the second or third goal. I believe it was the third goal after. Yeah, it was the third goal after Palmieri scored his second. Cam Talbot goes behind the net, stops the puck, believes that Chris Russell is going to come around the net and pick it up. And that's usually what happens, right? Goalie goes behind the net, stops the puck for the defenseman. Defenseman picks it up, tries to break it out. Chris Russell waits for a pass, miscommunication. Then Zajac gets a feed from behind the net in front for an easy goal past Talbot after Talbot was out of position. I believe that was from Miles Wood. So just like that, it's just those defensive breakdowns from the Oilers. Even the first goal in Palmieri, Draisaitl and Darnell Nurse just let Palmieri walk into the slot and beat Cam Talbot. So you can't really blame Talbot so far. You look at that shots alone, even on the offensive side, the Oilers only have 10 shots. It's one of those things. There's always been the McDavid talk. Is there enough around him? If this is how they're going to play in this certain game, then those questions are going to resurface. Does McDavid even have close to enough around him? Ty Ratty, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, all your opinions are up in the air. But what Ty Ratty did, 11 points in 4 games, is insane, but it was also in preseason. Nugent-Hopkins is a natural centerman, but now he's playing the wing, so that's an interesting line. The Draisaitl line hasn't done horrible, but then again, Lucic's got the goal in the power play from, it was all Connor McDavid, end-to-end, then set up to Lucic. All he had to do was place it into the net. But it's the Devils so far. It's been the Devils dominating. It was the Oilers in the first period offensively that were looking more possession-wise. But since then, I think, especially in the second period, they only had 3 shots. So that says something. It's definitely not positive for the Oilers so far. But the game's looking like it's about to start. The face-off's about to, puck's about to drop for the face-off. So 15 of you in the video. I hopefully get some more people, but get in the live chat, guys. I hate when the live chat's dead. It's no fun. So puck's about to drop, and then I'll start the game clock so you have an idea of what time it is in the game. And the puck is dropped. And there's your timer. There's your game clock, guys. Everyone that was asking for it. Batman with the shot. Misses the net. Past Cam Talbot. Adam Larson. The breakout pass to Nugent-Hopkins, who puts it in deep. Races after it with Mueller. Beats Mueller to the puck. But Taylor Hall now. Nuge again. Tries to feed Ty Ratty. Now McDavid with the puck in the own. Great play by Ratty to McDavid with the shot. Just past Keith Kincaid. Good first shift with the Oilers here. So the Devils get the puck back. But McDavid, another with it, intercepts the puck. But the Oilers, again, with their continuous problems. 3 back-to-back turnovers there. And the Devils with an opportunity in the slot, but stopped by Cam Talbot. Flashes the glove a little bit there. Deuce says he dropped Neal for Konechny. I'm surprised that you don't have... Like, your league must be either really small or you just don't have that many space. Because a drop of James Neal might not be their best move. I know the Flames had a bad first game, but James Neal's a guy that can heat up really fast. But Konechny's a good ad, so it really depends what you're thinking. If you think the Flyers have a better matchup today, then yeah, Konechny's a good ad. But I don't know. I think James Neal, especially the position he's being put in, he's going to be relied on to score a lot of points. So I think he's bound to score another 25 goals, 50 to 60 points. Oh, okay. Never mind. That's a good deal then. Yeah, James Neal's a good ad. All right, Yamamoto on the line with Draisaitl. You'd think that the third period would get more viewers, but apparently it's getting less. See, these afternoon games for Eastern Conference and Western Conference, like right now for Western teams, it's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Not many people are going to be joining the live stream. So I expect more people in my live stream tonight for the Leafs Sens, if that's the plan that I do. I haven't really gotten feedback from a lot of you if I should do it or not. If I do a live stream, that's the game it'll be, because it does seem like the biggest matchup. The other matchup would be the Florida matchup, the Panthers versus Lightning. But like I said, I want to wait and see and get other fans involved in those kind of videos, like Austin. So Will Butcher off the boards. Ryan Strome keeps it in. Around the net. Looks to the point. Feeds Chris Russell. Blocked by Johansson. Lovejoy puts it off the boards to his partner in Will Butcher. Will Butcher tries to clear it. The Oilers keep it in. Now Lovejoy can break it out. John Quenneville with a shot over Cam Talbot, and it goes out into the screen. All right, thanks, Cyrus Shade. Yeah, if you're not doing anything, stop by for a bit. You don't gotta stay for the whole time, but it's always nice to see you guys and interact in the live chat. I wish more people would interact in the live chat. It's kind of annoying when 20 people jump into the stream and not really comment. Deuce says 11 multiple games throwing at once. Nothing like 6 p.m. Central Time on NHL game night. Yeah, for sure. Saturday nights are the best for hockey. I'll stop the time for a bit because I'm about a minute and a half ahead. There's 17:20. Ball tries to wrap around, but nothing there. Goes into the neutral zone for Will Butcher. Goes around and Zach Cashin with ease. Scoops it back in. Talbot stops it behind the net, and Clefbaum clears the puck. Not enough for an icing. Mueller tries to break it out. Will Butcher. The top line of the Devils is on now. Taylor Hall, Kyle Palmieri, and sorry, Hischier just got on now. Ty Ratty in front of McDavid. Just misses the net. Keith Kincaid might have closed the door on him there. Betting across the net. Oh my God, another deflection. But what a play by Ty Ratty. And was that stopped by Keith Kincaid? We'll take a look here. Nugent Hopkins in the slot. Ty Ratty To McDavid. Yeah, McDavid right in front of the net. What a play by Ty Ratty. Alright, come on. More people get in the live chat. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yo, Sammy Vatanen. Oh, makes a risky play in front of the net. Complimentary on the half boards in the offensive zone now. Taylor Hall with some speed. Shoots! Stopped by Talbot. What a move by Taylor Hall with some speed. Cuts in the middle and gets a quick snapshot on Talbot, and he has to make a quick save. A tight one in between the blocker and pad. Paul Mary's another guy who's been playing well. Not only the 2 goals, but he's a guy that's been sacrificing the body. He's been getting in there in the corners, winning 50-50 battles. Honestly, if Roddy stays with McDavid, he could possibly get, I'd say, 25+ goals, yeah. Nathan McKinnon is the most underrated player in the league. His contract is sealed too after the MVP runner-up season last year. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's known as an underrated player, but when they signed the contract, yeah. It's looking nice for the Avalanche right now, for sure. That's why when I see that contract, it drives me nuts that Nylander wants $8 million. Go watch my video on Nylander yesterday. I did. Lucic. Cross the Yamamoto with a shot. Saved by Kincaid. Knocked out of midair from Severson. Another shot attempt. Goes wide. Evan Bouchard keeps it in. On net, but blocked. Towards the net and blocked. No, on net and blocked. So, Oilers make a change. Chris Russell and Bouchard on right now. Puljujarvi comes on. What do you guys think? I mean, so far it's an easy answer, but do you think the Oilers were smart, or not the Oilers, the Blue Jackets were smart to draft Dubois over Puljujarvi? Opportunity for Miles Wood and stop by Cam Talbot as the Devils player falls into his crease. King Awesome Guy, like I said, I appreciate you being on the channel. I appreciate you being in the video. But everyone's got to earn moderator status. I'm not just going to give it up. If I see you in multiple videos, you stick around for the month of October, like I said. By the end of the month, you can say Halloween as the target date, maybe even earlier if I see sense. Like I said, if I see fit and I see people that returned from last year, then maybe I name the moderator within the next couple of weeks. And then someone like you, if you're here for the whole month, you're constantly throughout videos, you're helping kind of make the live chat fun and like a good environment, then yeah, I'm going to make you a moderator. That's kind of what I'm looking for, like I said. So I can start the timer up again. Yes, I believe in PLD. Scores! Travis Zajac. It flutters in, and the Devils have a 4-1 lead. I believe Miles Wood might have got a piece of that contact here in the crease. So Benning gives away the puck. Another giveaway from the Oilers. Oh, never mind. The puck went in before Miles Wood came in. What a move by Zajac. It looked like Talo got a piece of it, but you just can't see the puck because it's stuffed right in the back of the net. What a move by Travis Zajac for his second in the game. So Palmieri with 2, Zajac with 2, and the Devils are up 3-1. Or 4-1, sorry. King Austin, like I said, it's throughout the there's no number of videos. It's not a minimum of videos. If I see you in a consistent amount of videos, a lot throughout the whole month, and you're helping out the live chat, like there should be no rush in getting moderator status if you have good intentions. Like I don't want to give someone moderator that's going to screw around. Because I don't want to have to report people to YouTube, stuff like that. It's just unnecessary. So if you have good intentions, keep coming into the channel, showing that you can be active in the live chat, get more people in the live chat, have conversations, and of course. Dude says Cam Talbot's the real MVP. Cybershade says it's over now. You never know, but it's definitely not looking good with 13:30 left in the third. Okay, so King Austin, if you're not gonna screw around, then just, yeah, like I said, stick around. Because no one's really no one's gonna get special treatment. Like I said, the first round of moderator status that I give out will be to people that were here from last year and here this year, and that I can see that people are loyal. Someone like Isabel, and then someone like you, and I've seen a few people that have been on the last couple videos. If you keep coming back, and you're consistent, and you're helping get the live chat going, then of course I'm gonna name you moderator eventually, whether it's throughout this month. Like I said, there's no minimum on videos, but if you only show up on 3 or 4 videos throughout the whole month and don't really do much, then it's not really moderator status worthy. Because moderators are supposed to control the live chat, be involved in videos. I mean, if you're not enjoying yourself, I'm sorry. I'm going to keep improving myself, keep improving videos. But that's the goal, right? To give content to people. So Devils up 4-1. Like I said, I wasn't even going to do this video, but I was like, you know what? I want more Oilers fans. I want more Devils fans. And it's the Global Series game. We'll see what happens. This second half of the game hasn't been so well. Earlier on, we were getting like 30, 40 live viewers. Close to that at some points. But so far, it hasn't been so good. But anyone getting in, if you want to subscribe to the channel. Reader with the puck around the net. Across the cleft bomb. Oilers looking for a response here. Cassian, Reader on the ice here. Wow, I'm really surprised at the Oilers here. I'm not impressed at all. Nugent Hopkins looking across to McDavid. Doesn't get a piece of it. Goes behind the net. Tyrati. McDavid's getting hooked. No call. Chris Russell looks across. He gets deflected. He'll just receive the puck himself. Throw the middle to Tyrati. Tyrati drops it to McDavid. To Ratty. What a save by Kincaid with the first save, and it flutters over. And he knocks it out with his glove. McDavid again in the slot. Looks to Ratty. McDavid and Ratty developing some chemistry here. Evan Bouchard to Chris Russell. Oilers are going to look to pounce again. And that's offside. Chris Russell with such a stupid play to go into the zone before. Literally would have been a second before they cleared the zone. But shots are 24, I believe. 25-14, sorry. So if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you like my reaction there. That just pissed me off, Chris Russell. But what a save by Kincaid, honestly. It is commercial. I'll stop the timer.
Hockey has changed, and so has insurance. You can now get insured completely online. Beauty. Sonnet Insurance, proud partner of the NHLPA.
Thanks, Cybershade. Yeah, I usually, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can also do that. I live tweet sometimes. I use Twitter a lot. Like I do a lot of different stuff on Twitter. So if you want to check me out on Twitter as well, I'll always if you follow me on Twitter, just like one of my tweets or something, or like I think my DMs are open. Like you should be able to send me a DM request or something. If not, I'm not sure. I think my DMs are open, but if you want to just like reply on something, I'll follow you back. But if your name's like the similar thing, then I'll for sure follow you back on Twitter. King Austin, I don't remember you last year. If you came on a couple videos, that's not really what I mean by you were here last year. When I say people were here last year, I mean like on a lot of videos. And I just haven't named moderator status because last year the channel wasn't that big. I mean, being under 1,000 subscribers, like you can handle it. And now it's kind of like I'm taking the brunt of it because it's one of those things. We took a break over the summer. And a lot of those loyal people kind of moved on to different channels. I'm kind of getting that vibe. I don't know. Like I said, if I was to do it again, I wouldn't have taken that break off the channel. So that's why I'm trying to see who's loyal, and that's why I'm giving new people this year moderator status. But I need to see like at least a month worth of that. You've got the good intentions and stuff. I can't just take your word for it at this point over a screen. So sorry about that, but thank you for joining the stream again. Deuce as well. Cyber Shade, thank you for clicking on that tweet, of course, and checking us out. Deuce says he's been impressed with the backups so far. Dry settle back to Benning. Looks to Nurse. The Oilers need a goal here now if they want a chance. If I'm McClellan, I'm shortening the bench. I'm having McDavid play at least half this period, honestly. Or half of what's left of this period, I mean. I know that seems a little extreme, but think about it. You're down 4-1 with 10 minutes left. My God. Lucic, what a bad giveaway. Pavelzaka looks across to Severson. What a play. I read that like a book, and the Oilers didn't read it either. Two on two here. Dreisaitl. Dreisaitl's got to pick up speed, man. That's way too slow. The Devils clear the pocket. It's going to be an icing and go back to the Devils zone. And look at that. I'm lined up right exactly with the timer, basically. Steve Dangle just put out a... You guys can let me know what you think in the live chat. Which trade was worse? The Subban trade for Montreal or the Hall trade for Edmonton? I'd say the Hall trade for Edmonton for sure. Like, I mean Larson, I'm sorry, he's not even close on the level. Weber at least was an elite defender, and it's not really in Montreal's control that he got hurt the way he did. But the other aspect you have to look at that is Weber's contract's horrible. But I would say Edmonton still. You lost Taylor Hall for a fourth defenseman or third defenseman. So, yeah, I would say Taylor Hall.
We ask you questions so that we can match you for a lasting connection.
I found my person.
I really found my true love on you.
I have the Devils just missing the playoffs, but the way they're playing right now is they could go back into a wild card spot and squeeze in.
It's the best movie of the year.
Come on, people, join the live stream. Let's go.
First man, experience the moon in IMAX.
I finally figured out what car to get. Now, where to find the best deal?
You know, why don't I help?
What's that?
Car gurus. Color?
Silver. Car gurus?
All right,
Walmart.
and the ones that are here, give me some suggestions on what kind of content you want to see
I'm me.
to the channel, like what kind of personalized videos. I think that's one thing we could do. If we could really get a really good video out there that gets a lot of traction, that could help us get the watch hours up. And that's what I'm just waiting for. Like, not because I want money or something. I just want, if we get monetized, then at least I can provide stuff for people that are actually helping out with the channel. I mean, I don't expect to make any money or anything, but maybe eventually, you know, that'd be nice. But
Must be an awesome part. Okay, let's do this.
none of that, awesome guy. None of that. that Lidstrom? Oh yeah, it is. Nicholas Lidstrom's in the building. That's really cool. All right, so 9:20 left. McDavid's line's back on. Ratty around onto the point. Looks for a shot. Saved by Kincaid. And the Devils are going to ice it again here. Elias Pettersson is someone I picked up in all my leagues. Yeah, he's definitely going to be a good player to pick up. So Vatanen, 337 games in 6 seasons with Ducks and Devils. Yeah, I wanted the Leafs to get Vatanen, but I don't know how the return could have been that much if all the Devils gave up was Henrique and Blandisi. I mean, Henrique's definitely a good return. I'm not taking away from Henrique, but I definitely would have gave up a mediocre forward or like a different defenseman for Vatanen. Wow! What a goal! My God, from Leon Draisaitl. On a one-timer. I got 2 points from Draisaitl now in my fantasy. So the Oilers, hey, Oilers fans, it's not over. Oilers fans, get in the live chat. Cybershade, it's not over, man. What's up, Coach Steele? Welcome back. It's not over. What a pass. Who is that from? McDavid to Lucic to Draisaitl with the goal. So 4-2. The Oilers are still in it. What do you guys think? Oilers comeback? Question mark? Oilers question mark? Comeback? Question mark? Alright, so Oilers, another point for McDavid, if you're wondering, another point for Lucic. So 2 points each for each of those players. So Oilers with pressure again. Wow. Benning tries to hip check Boyle and Benning goes flying. King Awesome, he says yes. Cyber City says yes. Comeback coming. McDavid is murdering it for me. I'm so happy. I'm now up to 10 calories 0 over my opponent this week. Yes, Deuce. Let's go. Congrats. Hope you get the win. Yeah, I'm up by like 15. My point system's different in the one that I'm like, I bet in. I'm up like 15 on my opponent. I got a couple steals in my draft. Honestly, I drafted with my last pick. I picked Shabbat. I think that might be a steal. But I got in my first 2 rounds. I got Kucherov and Tarasenko. I didn't even want an early pick. I wanted like a mid-round pick in the first round, so I could draft like Matthews, and then I could get like another significant player. Like one guy I saw got Matthews and Stamkos in the first 2 rounds, and I was super jealous. But I don't know. Kucherov and Tarasenko are still 2 pretty good picks. Like, because I'd say in Stamkos and Matthews are both for injury risks. Kucherov's day-to-day right now, so we'll see what happens there, though. Oilers dump it deep. You're going to see a lot more McDavid in the last 6 minutes here. Or 6:30. Ice Froggy, welcome. Hopefully you subscribe to the channel. Stick around. Deuce says I'm doing 8 Yahoo head-to-head leagues. Yeah, I'm doing Yahoo as well. McDavid with the speed. Oh, just loses the puck. But then recovers it into the zone. Into the slot with a shot. Stopped by Kincaid. And McDavid looks for his own rebound along with Nugent Hopkins. But nothing there. So 6 minutes left in the 3rd period. Connor McDavid's heating up. Yeah, for sure. I know what you're saying, dude. I'll update the shots here. So Oilers have gotten a few shots here. Yeah, so Devils haven't really gotten a shot in a bit, but the Oilers have. Oilers are up to 18 shots on goal now. They're obviously going to get some shots on net, try to make a comeback here. All right, Kara dumps it. They dump it in deep. Strome with the pressure. Wow. Almost gloved by Puljujarvi with Kincaid out of the net. Taylor Hall in deep. Gets rubbed out by Nurse. Good play by Kara to Nurse. Strome, and they're breaking it out. Puljujarvi with the pressure on Butcher. And the whistle's blown, I think, for offside.
Andy Green in that play. Andy Green just steps up, he just takes away ice on you and just forces you to make a play sooner than you want to. And you couldn't get the line of the others.
Like I said, if you're new, let's get to 1310 by the end of the video, huh? How about that? Got to 1300 during this video, which is a great accomplishment. We want to keep growing as a channel. So obviously I want people to keep joining, you know? So 5:20 left in the second period, or third period, sorry. Still tired, you know? Yeah, it is exciting. We'll get, it's NHL every day, again till June. And I haven't actually bought the package yet, but I'm going to be doing it soon. And there's a free preview on it right now. I'm going to be buying the whole NHL package soon. I haven't done it yet because I'm procrastinating because I hate just throwing the money at things, but you got to have some entertainment along with all the work and school. And I guess that this is part of the channel as well. I want to watch all kind of games and give different kind of content. But Cam Talbot freezes it up. It'll be a face-off in the Oilers zone with 4:38 left. I'll stop the timer there.
Opportunity is everywhere.
Anything else you want me to talk about, guys? Around the league, about the games tonight? Like I said, definitely put the notifications on, notification bell, if you want to join my live streams as they happen. I'll be going live for the Leaf Sense tonight. I want to do a full game live reaction, but the thing is, like, I'm hoping for a lot of viewers, right? I mean, like, I love that you guys are here, but, like, 15, 20 viewers is not that much. Like, I do appreciate whatever we can get, but it's a lot more fun. Like, when I did the live reaction for the opening night, that was so much fun. Like, 100 live viewers, like, a lot of people in the live chat, a couple, like, there's always going to be, when there's more viewers, a couple, whether they're, they spam the chat, or they're just trolls, but no, it's just a lot of fun. So I'm hoping I'm most likely going to do a full game reaction, play-by-play for tonight's Leafs Sens, sorry. But either way, I'm going to do coverage behind it somehow, and I'll be going live. So keep the notifications on.
Why is the personal injury law under attack from insurance companies?
Yeah, dudes, that is true. You're basically paying to watch all games instead of just going for one. So it's not horrible. What do you guys think in the chat? Oilers? Can they score 2 goals in the last 4 minutes? 4 minutes and change? Kincaid with 16 saves tonight. Cam Talbot with 21 saves. The injury of Corey Schneider, yeah. I know. Kincaid with 26 wins. That's insane. For a guy that, like, is coming into as the backup. Yeah, like, I didn't mean to confuse you guys. 26 wins obviously isn't insane, but I'm saying for a backup guy that like only played half the games, less than half the games, is pretty good. Cyber Shade, yeah, window is closing. Start that timer up. I caught up to it now. It's 4 minutes left. Yeah, Yamamoto to Draisaitl. Across the Nurse. Lucic almost goes offside. Holds up just enough. Put some pressure on Will Butcher. Yamamoto has possession now. Loses the puck. Not a good play from him. Nurse tries to keep it in, but the Devils break out into the neutral zone. Taylor Hall now looks for an opportunity for the Devils. To the point to Butcher. Butcher across to Lovejoy. Lovejoy with a shot on net. Deflected. But Draisaitl gets the puck now. Now looking for a 3-on-2 here. Possibly a 4-on-2. Evan Bouchard looks across to Lucic, who plays it around to Yamamoto. Back to the point. Lefbaum keeps it in. Not a good play by the Oilers there, and the Devils clear it out. Now Hall 1-on-1 on Bouchard. Yamamoto and Draisaitl or Clefbaum come back. McDavid driving. Stopped on his tracks towards the net. Now Miles Wood with some speed. Dia. McDavid with some pressure. Stopped out of midair from Nuge. Nuge enters the zone. Deflected out of play. We got Eddie Lack on the bench for the Devils as well. Schneider healthy. He's the third string goalie now in New Jersey. Deuce says, Kincaid held the fort down when Schneider was injured and was a key reason New Jersey went to the playoffs last year. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, see, Deuce is a prime example. Like, I love when people want to comment that much. Like, it's good. Oilers net empty with just over 2 minutes left. See if they can tie it up here. Almost kept in by Nurse, but it goes in the neutral zone, and the Oilers will have to cycle up here. Lucic was about to wind up from the point there and then gives it up. Man, Lucic has lost his speed. Or just, I don't know if it's his speed or just his endurance in general. Because that was really slow from him. Come on, Lucic. That's going to be a goal. Yeah. So the Devils win 5-2. Well, it's not over yet. Sorry. I shouldn't say it's over, but getting the empty netter kind of seals the deal with 1:20 left. All right. Sorry, Cyber Shade. Sorry, Oilers fans. The Devils get the empty netter, and McClellan does not look happy. Wait, was it John Quinville that got his first NHL goal? Oh, Nason. Stefan Nason. Oh, yeah. They're not going to play versus each other until March. All right, so 1 minute left in the game. Get your questions in before I end the stream. Last chance for you guys in the stream to subscribe if you're new. Left ball with a shot. Misses wide. So the Devils, opening up the season solid from their surprising but successful campaign last year. Left ball with a wrist shot. Deflected, and Kincaid with another save. Yeah, Cyber Shade, not a good start to the season for sure. All right. And that is it. The Devils win their opener versus the Oilers 5-2. Or win the Oilers opener. The Oilers lose their opener, but their home opener not for another few days. Obviously, both teams have a few days off. They're going to line up here for kind of a closing ceremony here, but the Oilers do not look impressed. Shots finished at 27-19, I believe. Brought to you by NHL.com. All right, last questions before I go. Dude says age and injury got the best of the overpaid Lucic. Cyber Shade, like I said, he says not a good start to the season. And then Dude says McDavid is such a fantasy monster with the Oilers win or lose. So thank you guys for joining the stream. Honestly, I'd like to hope that by each video, by each week, someone said it. I forget who said it. As the channel goes on, as the season moves forward, as the channel moves forward, it just every video, it gets more traction, gets more viewers, gets more people on board. And then it becomes a lot more fun, a lot more people in the live chat, a lot more people towards the video. So I appreciate everyone that was here. Hopefully you do subscribe if you haven't yet. But just overall, for a recap of this game, obviously Kyle Palmieri with 2 goals, Travis Zajac with 2 goals. They're up there with my stars. Taylor Hall had a pretty decent game, even though not cracking a goal for himself. Connor McDavid is Connor McDavid. He played pretty well, 2 assists. I thought Draisaitl played decent, but defensive coverage wasn't his strong suit tonight, and he's not very fast, and he didn't look fast tonight. He's more of a possession guy, high IQ. Lucic with a goal and assist, but at the end of the day, despite those 2 really smart plays by him, he just looked really out of place in terms of speed. Both goalies played pretty well. I think Cam Talbot got hung out to dry on a few occasions. Keith Kincaid played pretty well for only facing about, 18, 19 shots. 19 shots I think it was. So, but Oilers only 19 shots. I literally just corrected myself and I made the mistake again. So not enough from the Oilers. Not enough from what I saw in the first period. In the first period, they were laying on the pressure, and then they slowed down for a good 30 minutes worth of hockey. So I would definitely say Oilers need to pick it up. Maybe they end up, it's obviously at the point where we don't want to, make rash, opinions and say, oh, they need to make a trade already. But that might end up being the thing that they need to do. Only if they had a guy to support Connor McDavid. They had him. They traded him for Adam Larson. And then, of course, imagine Connor McDavid and Taylor Hall for years to come. I don't know. But that was a thing, and now it's not a thing anymore. So Oilers, not a great start to the year. The Devils go back to the surprising team that's actually winning games. So thank you guys. Just quickly into the live chat before I go. And the Dude says we need 2 months of hockey to truly know where these teams stand. Exactly. So thank you guys. Subscribe if you haven't to the channel. I would really appreciate that. You're going to see this format. You're going to see this kind of, I don't know, I'd like to say good content. I don't know. I'm going to keep improving, I promise. It's one of those things. It's a lot easier to carry a live stream when there's a lot more people, a lot more comments to go off of. So I'm just trying to take this out because it's bugging me a bit. There we go. All right, so that was the final. 5-2 for the Devils. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment good or bad, comment content suggestion, what kind of videos you want me to talk about, you want me to see. or you want to see, sorry. I'm just watching Milos Raonic get a good couple serves in here. But that's the other thing, right? I can talk a lot about other sports, but this is the hockey channel. So if you're a hockey fan, stick around. Maybe we build more sister channels along, but go subscribe to the Bottom Line View as well. That's a big NFL channel ran by my friend Mitch Mullaney, and just kind of a guy that I've gotten to know through my sport media program. So subscribe to both channels, like the video, comment, and peace out.